Yesterday, a family, former Sharp family, the Schwartz family, came in for a visit. I have not seen this family in quite a while, and I asked the students that I had, they were sisters, Allison and Lisa, what grade are you in? They're like, we're off to college next year. I haven't seen them since they were in 5th grade. And Mr. Mish talked about how quickly it goes. In my mind, they still look like 5th graders, and now here they are off to college. So, take care of both girls. I hope to see you soon. It seems like just last week that you labeled your filters and completed our classroom scavenger hunt. I say it every year, but this year has flown by so quickly. Fall, winter, and spring have given way. All around us are the signs of summer. Trees have their new leaves, flowers are in bloom everywhere, and the baseball season's in full swing. And the NHL has crowned the new champion. Go Penguins. And the NBA has crowned their new champion. Sorry, Jeremy. The sun is out longer now, and in a matter of days we'll all begin our summer plans. We can see endless days stretched out before us, waiting to be filled with trips to the beach, family barbecues, and fireworks displays. There'll be hamburgers and hot dogs, corn on the cob, and juicy Jersey tomatoes. There'll be swimming pools and popsicles and ice cream and lots of sweet summer food. But this time of year can be a little sad too, because for at least a day or two, memories of your Sharp School life will race back to you. Your very first day of school. The friendships, the Halloween parades, the classroom parties, recess, even the indoor ones could be fun. The field days, the field trips, the character attitude assemblies, and the Spirit Week celebrations. And you'll probably never forget your trip to Lincoln Financial Field, Eagles fan or not. For those of you who've never been on a tour of Lincoln Financial Field, it's pretty cool. We got to experience sort of the belly of Lincoln Financial Field and saw things that typical fans don't see. And it was pretty cool to be there when there weren't fans there. It was like we owned the building other than the tour guides taking us through. Well, there was a particular time in the tour where you got to feel what it would be like to run out onto the field like they do in an NFL game, right? That there's like the fireworks and the music's blaring and we're going to go conquer our arch rival and, despite all the odds. So they have you staged outside the locker room in like this tunnel area. There's pictures of former Eagles glory all over the wall and the music's pumping. I think it was like AC/DC or something like that. There's strobe lights and the tour guide even said, put your cameras up and videotape this because you're going to want to like remember this. So we got our cameras, we're videotaping, music's pumping, lights are going, we're all getting, the adrenaline's flowing, and he tells us when the lights go off, start running, and go run and go to that tunnel, access the field, and feel what it feels like to be a Philadelphia Eagle. So here we are, we're pumping, here we go, we're hooting, we're hollering, and then we start running because the lights go off. And we're hooting and hollering, and we're videotaping, and we keep on running. And we keep on videotaping, and we keep on hooting and hollering, and we keep on running. We finally stopped when we were like practically at the bus already. Before we realized something had gone tragically wrong. The tour guide said he's never had a group run past the entrance to the field. So we had to do it all over again, but wasn't that awesome? A moment of hilarity. Was it just my class or was it, please say we shared it was just my class? I was not leading that charge. Who was first? Somebody did. Or who could forget when we traveled back in time on our Markley Farmstead trip where all of you got to pretend to be someone else for a few hours. Friend Samuel, friend Sarah, friend Nathan. You've accumulated many fond memories, but we've worked hard. This year we wrote a lot. I'm sure you haven't forgotten that. We wrote stories and essays, responses to reading and journal entries. We wrote math, social studies, and science. We wrote to explain Native American culture, and we argued to abolish slavery. In math, we solved what seemed like thousands of problems. We solved elaborate numeric expressions involving parentheses, exponents, decimals, fractions, and multiple operations. We interacted with problems that required perseverance and stamina through multiple steps of a solution. At times, it may have been a bit overwhelming, but you rolled up your sleeves and you never gave up. I'm proud of your efforts, and I applaud your willingness to keep at it every day. But I do have one more math problem for you. This is an easy multiplication fluency one, so you shouldn't worry. What's 180 times 21? You can think about that while I remind you that every morning we greeted each other at the door with a good morning handshake. A pleasant welcome to our day. I wasn't all that surprised that you shook my hand back. I mean, after all, that's what you're supposed to do when someone offers you his hand, right? But when you think about it, 21 of you shaking my hand every morning for 180 days is a lot of pleasant starts to the day. And at some point in the year, we even started doing it in the afternoon just before math, but instead of wishing each other good morning, we traded it in for a pleasant good math-ternoon. I want to thank you for those 3,780 enthusiastic handshakes, because I'll never forget them. It's been an amazing year, and I mean it when I say I'm truly blessed to have met each and every one of you. Watching you grow as readers, writers, mathematicians, thinkers, and friends has been inspiring. But this time of year also saddens me, because I know I may never see some of you again. And after spending the last 180 days with each other, it is a hard thing with which to adjust. You've all worked very hard this year, and you deserve all the fun and relaxation that this summer has to offer. I wish you all the best next year at Beck, or Rosa, or Carusi, and in everything you set your mind to do. Please know that you'll be missed dearly, and that my door is always open should you wish to visit next year.
Oh, okay. How's that?
Thank the PTA and other parent volunteers for all your hard work in helping make this an enjoyable year filled with lasting memories. From holiday parties to the creation of our yearbook and organizing our field trip, which was awesome, by the way, and countless other events, we appreciate your involvement and commitment to making Sharp School a wonderful place to call home. And a special thanks to our three fifth grade educational assistants. In my class, we were lucky to have Mrs. Semple over here.
Not only to each other, but also to your younger Bulldogs, those in grades kindergarten through 4, who have literally and figuratively looked up to you this entire year. They see you as leaders of the school, as I and your teachers do. You are spirited and you are creative. You ask really good questions. Sometimes you go for the answers yourselves. You seek to research the answers. Sometimes you know it's time to ask an adult. You found that balance, boys and girls, and I'm very proud of you because of that.